Oh, okay, next rate law. So what is rate law? So it is the mathematical relationship which express the relationship between the rate of the reaction and the concentration of reactants or product, including cation. So rate of reaction, according to law of mass action, rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of reactants. So generally we mention the rate of reaction with respect to concentration of reactants. So that means considering the concentration of reactant. Or else you can also be express the rate of reaction by considering concentration of product also. But conventionally what we do, according to law of mass action, we follow the law of mass action. According to law of mass action, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of reactant. Here see, this is K is the proportionality constant. So K is the proportionality constant. So therefore what happened? The rate becomes equals to K into concentration of reactants. This is concentration of reactant. So here see, actually this M and N, these are the coefficients which are present in front of reactant. So actually it should be a small a and it should be the small b, but uh, he written like this. Okay. So here way M and N are called order. Order means the power, exponential powers of concentration of reactants. So generally these are the exponent powers. Exponent powers refers what? Number of moles of reactants. Or you can say the numerical which present in front of the reactants. Okay, so where K is the reaction constant. Got it? Okay, so for this reaction, we can write rate is equal to K into capital A power small a into square bracket capital B power small b. Okay. And next one, the order of the reaction. So what is the order of the reaction? So order is nothing but the exponential power of the reactants. Order is nothing but exponential or exponents of concentration terms. So these are the concentration of reactants. So rate of reaction that is equal to K into concentration of reactants, and this is the exponent. And if for example A to B, small a capital A gives rise to B. So at that time the rate of reaction is equal to, we can be written as K into square bracket. In that square bracket we return capital A power small a. So now that small a is nothing but what? Order of the reaction. When we have one reactant, so when we have more than one reactant, then at that time what we need to do? We need to sum these exponents of the reactant terms. Okay. So the rate of reaction with respect to a reactant. So now we are expressing the rate of reaction with respect to concentration of reactants is the exponent of its concentration term in the rate expression. So this is the rate expression, and here the order is what? Exponent of concentration. Okay, so it may be 0, 1, 2, or it may be fraction, or it may be negative. What? Order of the reaction. And next reaction order. So here for example he given, so he taken uh, m small m a plus small n b plus small p c gives rise to product. So for that here, this is the expression method, rate expression method. Rate is equal to K into concentration of a power small m, that is numerical what is present in front of A, into capital B power N into capital C power N. So now the order of the reaction is the sum of powers of reactant terms. In short, you can say sum of powers of reactants. Sum of powers. Here powers are M plus N plus P. So that gives what? Order of the reaction, total order of the reaction. Next, interpreting rate laws. So here see, if rate is equal to K power N. So here we have only one reactant. So that is small m K, small m A gives rise to product. So if M is equal to 1, so then the reaction its first order, belongs to first order. So at that time we can written K is equal K into A, or square bracket A or else 1. So that's what choice, if you mention or not. So that gives implies same meaning. If A is double, so that means A into A or 2A, whatever it may be. So then what happens? A powers 2 or square we need to be written. So at that time, so like this, at that time a power 2. So now the reaction is 2, the order is 2. If you double the reaction, if you double the concentration of the reaction, so if you double the concentration of reactant, then the reaction is increased by how many times? 4 times. Why? Because already a power 2. So if you double the reaction, that means a is doubled. 1a is taken as 2a. So that means 2 power 2, 4. So this is the relationship between the concentration of the reaction and rate of reaction. Okay. Next, if m is equal to 0, so that means this m is equal to 0. So then that is known as zero order reaction. If you double the reaction, no problem. 2 power 0, again 1. 1 power 0, 1. Something power 0, always 1. So that means the rate of reaction, if you double the concentration of the reactant, the rate of reaction is not going to be affected in case of zero order reaction. Got it? So here, if you increase in first order reaction, if you double the rate of, if you double the concentration of reactants, then rate of reaction also be doubled. Why? Because 2 power 1 or 3 power 1, 4 power 1, power 1, power 2. Okay. Next, rate constant. So what is rate constant? So this is K is rate constant. When the concentration of reactants is 1 unit, if this whole A power m is 1, then the rate of reaction is known as rate constant. Got it? So what is rate constant? Rate constant is a proportionality constant and that relates to the rate of reaction and concentration at given temperature. Actually, at given temperature as well as given time also. Okay, so if you make this reactant concentration as 1, then what happens? Rate is equal to K. Then K we can define as rate of constant is equal to the rate of reaction when the concentration of reactants are taken as 1 unit. Okay, now see the constant units for rate constant. It is general formula for so here see. So the general formula for order is mole per liter into time. So we can write it as mole n minus 1 liter 1 minus n time second one. So here this. So lastly he written, but we are unable to see that. Okay, no problem. And next, determination of the rate law and rate constant for the given reaction. So the rate law and rate constant. So later we will discuss it. Okay. Next, so all these things about the okay rate determination, order determination methods, all those things. So we don't have in later we will discuss. So before going to that, we do one thing. We move on to our next topic, that is rate influencing factors. Rate influences. So this is the rate of reaction. So generally we mentioned the rate of reaction as minus dc by dt. So yesterday I told you C stands for what? Initial concentration of the product, concentration of the product. 1 minute, 1 minute. Anna class lo unna, online class lo unna. Manchester. Okay. So here if you want, again I am repeating, if you want to express the rate of reaction in terms of reactants, then minus dc by dt. If you want to express the rate of reaction in terms of product, then that is dx by dt. So in in the upcoming topics, we express the rate of reaction in terms of dx by dt. So that means product, we take product. So the rate of reaction is equal to what? Dx by dt. So d stands for small change, x that is concentration of product, and dt that is small change in time. So when we change time, that to small change makes increase the constant change in concentration of product. Okay, so this is the next one is the factors influencing the rate of reaction. So already you have studied in intermediate, but it is still important question in our degree also. Influencing factors on rate of reaction. So those are 5. What are those? Temperature, concentration of reactants, nature of reactant, catalyst, and radiation. That means sunlight. No, okay. So first one, temperature. We know that when we increase the temperature by 10 degrees centigrade, then what happens? Rate of reaction also increases. So particularly in gaseous reactants. So physical state of the reactant should be gaseous. When the reactants molecule are gaseous state, then when we increase the temperature, what happens? The kinetic energy also increases. When the kinetic energy increases, number of effective collisions also increases. When the number of effective collision increases, then what happened? The rate of conversion of reactants into product also increases. So that is, so when we rise the temperature, what happened? The rate of reaction also increases. That means reaction, that equilibrium shift towards the product. Forward reaction is encouraged. In most cases, the rate of reaction in a homogeneous reaction is approximately doubled or tripled by increasing temperature only by, actually it is 10, not 100 degrees centigrade, 10 degrees centigrade. And next, the concentration of the reactant. So here we follow Le Chatelier rule. Okay, no problem. So as we increase the concentration of the reactant, rate of reaction increases. As we decrease the concentration of reactants, the rate of reaction decreases. So just now in previous slide we have seen the order. When we double the concentration in terms of in first order reaction, then rate of reaction one increased by 2 times. In second order reaction, if you double the concentration of reactants, the rate of reaction increases by 4 times. So that means when we increase the concentration of reactant, so that favors forward reaction. Or else, if you decrease the concentration of product, also favors the forward reaction, increases the rate of reaction. So at a fixed temperature and in the absence of catalyst, the rate of given reaction increases with concentration of reactant. With increasing the concentration of reactant, the number of molecules per unit volume increases, thus the collision frequency increases, which ultimately causes increase in reaction rate. Next, nature of the reactant. So nature of the reactant means we have, generally we have two types of reactants, ionic reactants and covalent reactants. So that is the nature of the reactants. So a chemical reaction involves the rearrangement of atoms. So that means a covalent reaction. That means in organic chemistry, what happened? The rearrangement of bond takes place. So for rearrangement of bonds, it will take more time. But whereas in ionic reaction, so only ions take part in that reaction. So there is no involvement of rearrangement of bonds. So that's why ionic reactions are faster or spontaneous than organic reactions, or you can say covalent reactions. Okay. So a chemical reaction involves the rearrangement of atom between the reacting molecules of the product. So old bonds are broken and new bonds are formed. So this happens in organic chemistry. That means covalent compounds. Consequently, the nature and the strength of the bonds in reactant molecules greatly influence the rate of its transformation into the product. So again, here also the in terms of the old bonds to be broken and new bonds to be formed. So if old bonds are stronger, it will take more time or more energy to break down. Okay, so that is the thing. And moreover, the organic reaction proceeds through via formation of intermediates. So the rate of reaction of organic reactions is greatly influenced by the stability of the intermediate. So if any breakage of bond that results the stable intermediate, then the reaction is takes place very fastly. If the breakage of bond uh, generates unstable reactant, then what happens? An unstable intermediate, that what happens again? Backward reaction takes places. So intermediate again transforms into the reactant. Actually, it should be converted into the product. Okay, so this thing. Okay, so that means ionic reactions are faster than covalent reaction. And next, catalyst. So catalyst always increases the rate of reaction. How? By decreasing the activation energy. So when the activation energy, or you can say activation barrier, decreases, then what happens? The reactants easily converted into the intermediate or transition state, then they can be transformed into the product. So when the energy barrier decreases, that means activation barrier decreases, the rate of reaction increases. The role of catalyst, what it does, it decreases the activation energy barrier. So increase in presence of catalyst, which ultimately enhances the speed of the chemical. Next, radiation. So light radiation means here generally we use different radiation. Generally we use UV radiation, IR, but in photochemical reaction generally we use visible light. Okay. So visible light also promotes the reaction. Okay, let's see. The rate of the number of chemical reaction increases when the radiation of specific wavelength are absorbed by the reacting molecule. Specific wavelength means it may be range from UV, visible, IR, gamma, X-ray, etc., etc. Okay, so such reactions are called photochemical reactions. So the reaction generally which executes or takes place in presence of radiation, so then such reactions are known as photochemical reactions. So for example, the photochemical reaction. So here the H nu, that indicates what? The energy coming from the or absorbed by the reactant molecule from radiation. That is H nu. H nu gives what? The H nu is equal to mc square, or E is equal to H nu. So H nu, with the help of H, that is Planck constant, and that nu is the frequency. Frequency is the characteristic property of radiation. If you know the frequency of any radiation, we can easily calculate the energy associated with that radiation by using E is equal to H nu. Okay, so that means nu, H nu means nothing but we are supplying what? Energy in form of radiation. Okay, for chlorine, this is the formation of HCl, H2 plus chlorine, that is an exothermic reaction. So it generally execute or takes place in presence of light. Okay, so these are the influencing factors on rate of reaction. And next topic, that is order of the reaction. So just now we discussed about the order of the reaction. Again, I am repeating this. What is order of the reaction? So order is the number of concentration terms on which rate depends. What is order? Order is nothing but the concentration of reactants. What is it? The number of concentration of reactant terms, or you can say the number of concentration of reactants on which rate rate of reaction depends. So generally, if you consider the for moderate reaction, we apply the chemical kinetics. So that means for moderate reaction, we can propose the mechanism. In that mechanism, if you recall SN1 reaction, that is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So in that the reaction is involved two steps. First step is slow step, second step is fast. And that means, so generally we can classify the reactions into two types: elementary reactions and complex reaction. Elementary reaction which involves only, or which carried out in single step, or which proceeds single step. So if the reaction which proceeds more than one step, such reactions are known as complex reactions. So that means they may be involved two steps, or they may be involved three or more, etc., etc. But whatever it may be, irrespective of the number of steps involved in that, so at least one step moves very slowly and remaining steps are fast. So the slow step is known as rate determination step. The slow step in the complex reaction is known as rate determination step. And the number of reacting molecules involved in that rate determination step influence the rate of reaction. So why that step, slow step, is known as rate determination step? Why? Because the number of molecules involves are present in that slow step will affect the rate of reaction. So the concentration affect the rate of reaction. So that's why that is also we say molecularity. Okay. Next, here see. Uh, Thus, if the rate of reaction depends on the first power of the concentration reactant, then that is rate k into c power 1. So this is first order reaction. So that means here only A gives rise to the product. Before reaction, the concentration of A, capital A, is initial concentration. That initial concentration can be denoted as capital C or with small a. So initial reaction, before reaction. So before reaction, the concentration of the product is zero. Why? Because the reaction is not initiated. So that means no question of formation of product. After some time, that is after T time, what happens? Some reaction takes places. When the reaction occurs for some time, then what happens? We can expect some product. So the product concentration is taken as X, and now at the T time, what is the remaining concentration of the reactant? That is C minus X or A minus X. So generally we take that like this. Okay, so this is the decomposition of HI. HI gives rise to H2, 2HI gives rise to H2 plus I2. So just reverse this reaction. Consider decomposition of hydroiodic acid. Instead of hydroiodic acid, to consider hydrochloric acid, that gives H2 plus Cl2. Then the rate of reaction is K directly proportional to the concentration of HCl power 2. Okay, so this is, so now we can write the decomposition of hydroiodic acid, that is H2 Hi. 2Hi gives rise to H2 plus I2, and 2Hi is the concentration of the reactant, that is reactant, and rate of reaction directly proportional to the concentration of Hi power 2. So the Hi concentration he taken as CHA. So K power 2. So this is second order reaction. And the hydrogen and iodine reaction. So this is reverse reaction. Okay, here what happened? This is CH2, the concentration of hydrogen and concentration of iodine. So then the rate of reaction is equal to K into CH2, that is concentration of H2, and Ci2, that is concentration of I2. Now, so this is also second order reaction. Why? Because on C power 1, C power 1. So sum of the powers of the concentration. So 1 plus 1, that is 2. So that's why we can write the rate of reaction. So with respect to, now we are he written the rate of reaction with respect to the concentration of reactant. So that's why he mentioned minus symbol. So minus dc by dt, that is directly proportional to the k power cn, where n is equal order of the reaction. It may be 1, or it may be 0, or it may be fraction, or it may be negative. Okay, so here the several reactants, when we have more than two reactants, so A, B, C, etc., etc. So then what happened? The dx minus dt. So that means the rate of reaction is expressed with respect to concentration of reactants. So these are the reactants, and that is equal to K C power Ca. That means concentration of C power alpha, means that is nothing but the numerical which is present on A. So beta, gamma, etc. So therefore the order of the reaction is sum of the powers of reactants, alpha plus beta plus gamma, etc., etc. Okay, so next one, molecularity of the reaction. So it is another important topic. So already we have studied in intermediate also, just we revising. Okay. So molecularity of the reaction is defined as the number of molecules or atoms which take part in the process of chemical change. So actually, chemical change means rate determination step. It is a broad meaning or broad definition. If you can define it concisely, so then we can define that the number of molecules, reactant molecules or atoms which take part in rate determination step, slow step. Okay. So these are unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular. So it cannot be zero, or it cannot be zero. It can be fraction, no problem. So unimolecular example, SN1, SN2, these reactions already we have studied. Okay, next zero order reaction. So here see, here onwards we are expressing the rate of reaction with respect to concentration of product. So that's why here he used dx by dt. Okay, so for zero order reaction, A gives rise to the product. So for zero order reaction, the concentration power of A is 0. Got it? Okay, so let's see. So derivative part. So this is known as derivation of rate. So this is chemical reaction rate does not depends on the concentration of reactant, is called a zero order reaction. A power 0. Why? Because uh, power 0, something power 0, always 1. The rate of reaction directly proportional to the A power 0. If you change the concentration of reactant by 10 times also, 10 power 0, 1. If you change the concentration of the reactant by 2 times, 2 power 0 also 1. So that means rate of reaction is independent upon the concentration of the reactant. Such reactions are known as zero order reaction. For zero order reaction, the rate constant can be written as dx by dt, that is rate of reaction directly proportional to k into a power 0, a power 0, 1, k into 1, k. So therefore we can written as dx by dt is equal to k. Or if you cross multiply it, it may comes as dx is equal to k into dt. So here this is integration constant. If you integrate dx, then what happens? This integration and d get cancelled, and here also the integration and d get cancelled. So we can integrate only for symbol which is used d. D means that that implies what? Small change. When the term which undergoes small change, for that term only we can integrate. So therefore what we can get? So x, that is equal to k into t. plus 0, that is integration constant, and integration constant for 0 order 0. So therefore you can we can write it as, for 0 order reaction, x is equal to k into t, that is k is equal to x by t. So this is the derivation of rate constant for 0 order reaction. Okay, so this is determination of rate constant for 0 order reaction. Okay, so k is equal to x by t. X means the concentration of product, t means the time, k means the, or you can write it as k naught also. K at subscript you can written as 0, that is known as k naught, no problem. So examples for zero order reaction. So most of the photochemical reaction, the reactions which takes place in presence of radiation are zero order reaction. Example, H2 plus H2 plus Cl2 gives rise to formation of HCl. So this is the graph, for graph, how we can plot a graph. So with the help of this, here is what. So this one, so this reaction we consider. So it is, we have two formulas for to plot a graph, that is y is equal to mx and y is equal to mx plus c. So here y is equal to mx. So here first what we write, x is equal to kt, beneath of that y is equal to mx. So y means that is y axis, x means x axis, in the y is equal to mx, m stands for the slope, that is slope, and y. So then what we do, so x to y we draw, so here we have written, here we have what, x, beneath of x what we have written, y is equal to mx. So just we draw a line to from x to y, and here t to x. So that means the variables we require, two variables there, the k is the constant. So when we formula this, the formula k is equal to x2 is suitable to y is equal to mx, then we can get this type of plot. So this is known as origin, straight line passed through the origin. So here beneath of x what we have, y. So that means the x, that means concentration of product is taken as y axis, and y is equal to m. M comes above the, beneath of k, k, and beneath of t what we got, x. So x term, time is taken as x, and this is what, a straight line which is passing through the origin. Now just if you draw like this, we can get a slope. So half, not, it is not, don't consider full rectangle, just consider half rectangle. So this gives slope is m, is equals to what, k. So this is zero order reaction. Example, all photochemical reaction, or you can say all photolytic reactions. Next, first order reaction. Are you getting me? Okay, so
Yes.
tomorrow, okay, tomorrow I will explain it with my notepad. So at that time you can easily understand this. Okay, so thank you. So tomorrow I will explain the first order. Okay, first order reactions. Thank you.